me tell you a little bit about human synergistics, a proven instrument to help you upgrade your performance. Remember, executives that exceed expectations are constantly topping up the tank. The instrument we use, of course, is all about helping you be more and have more. So whatever it is that you'd like to have more of, we will help you get there in the context of human synergistics. It is all about upgrading how you think and act in a way that is more constructive than is perhaps the case right now. We will take you through 3 stages of awareness to acceptance and then to action, making you aware of where your strengths and development opportunities are, ensuring you accept that change is possible, and then really just helping you take action by giving you clear guidance on the way to think and act, which is more productive than what may currently be the case. So in a nutshell, it does 5 things. Human Synergistics measures your thinking and behavioral styles. It identifies your strengths and your development opportunities. It pinpoints any showstoppers or choking points to change. It develops more constructive thinking and behaviors, and then equally you can do it again 3 to 5 years down the road to see if there's been any slippage perhaps in terms of your overall capability and competency. So here's the instrument in an unusual type of graphic. The flower, as you would think, is constructive. So if we reveal what sits behind those 3 particular components, aim for the blue is what we always say to executives to up their game. Constructive styles of achievement, self-actualizing, humanistic, encouraging as well as affiliative. Then on the other side, then we've got what we call the passive defensive side of things, and that's really often just going through the motions, going along to get along. On the other side of the house, then, of course, we've got aggressive defensive positions, and they tend to find their way in through power and oppositional, competitive, or just being too much of a perfectionist. So very quickly, if we drill down on these, really when we give you your circumplex instrument, the graphic that reflects the way you're currently thinking and acting and equally how other people see you, we want to aim for higher order needs. So that's above the midpoint rather than below the midpoint, which is lower order needs, which is what we tend to find perhaps with younger people who are just trying to get themselves onto the ladder. But if you're in a middle or senior role and you want to be even higher in terms of your achievements and have more, you need to think in terms of higher order needs. Right and left, east and west if you like. Over on the right hand side typically are people characteristics, and on the left hand side then are task characteristics or task orientation if you like. So if we just drill down very quickly, remind ourselves in terms of what do we mean by passive defensive styles? Well, that's in the green area, and as I say, it tends not to be as constructive. You'll always have certain extensions in that particular zone, but outside the midpoint, parallel to your current executives, may not be as constructive as it needs to be. On the other side then is you tend to approach tasks in a more taskful, forceful way of protecting your status and security, and it tends to be less productive over the long term. Aim for the blue. Interact with others in ways that will help them achieve their higher order satisfaction needs and equally yours. Okay, so that's constructive needs. Then of course, if we look at how people can shape up in terms of their own self-style, you can see on the left hand side how the person thinks themselves. So in this case, this individual has got a strong dominance. The primary color is in the red and secondary is probably in the blue perhaps, or maybe the green. But when we get other people, 5 or 6 people to give their own thoughts and inputs, sometimes we can get a very different read on the situation, and that can make for a very interesting conversation subsequently. And me, myself and I can prove that I changed, because some of us think that, well, we are the way we are, but no, that's not true. We can change. When I did this in 2005 and did it again in 2009, wow, there were significant differences in how I thought and how I acted, as you can see from the 2 graphics here. On the right hand side is 4 years later, and on the left hand side was the initial read. So it just goes to prove that people can change.